Hey everybody, welcome back to your favorite game show that's really just a show about games, GameRage. We're just a bunch of drunk idiots drinking and talking mostly about video games.
Every time.
It's just because we're drunk doesn't mean we're drinking.
I'm
so
gonna
I'm just
get you
clarifying.
a prompter, a teleprompter.
just the regular prompter, please.
So here we go.
Wait, here we go. Do, 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 do. Welcome back.
Maybe I'll get you some like 3x5 index cards.
Oh my god, I can't read those. Those are tiny.
Yeah, he can't read, period.
Well, actually, it's not the size; it's that I can't read.
Yeah, it'd have to be like pictures and everything. Like we just don't have time for that.
ain't nobody got time for that. That's absurdity. My name's Ev, and on PlayStation and PS4, I'm Keelut 2012, KEELUT 2012. Let's see. Right now, I'm drinking out of my goat horn. Thank you, Liz. And
You're welcome.
in it is Svedka. Boop.
Not goat juice?
Not goat juice. I managed to clean all that out finally.
Goat milk. It comes filled with goat milk.
Goat milk? I thought you said goji, because that'd be like a goji.
Oh.
Goji berries.
Let's move on.
Moving on.
Let's go to commercial.
Unfunny.
Yeah, I'm playing Watch Dogs 2. I don't know which way we're going. Cranders?
Hi.
Oh wow, that's quick. I'm playing one.
Yeah, that
Hi, everyone. I'm
Full of
Granny
shame.
Spice. And,
Granny Spice?
Granny Spice.
That sounds like Granny Spice. That would have been my favorite if there was a Granny
It's
Spice.
supposed to be
Granny
like a
Spice.
play on Sporty Spice,
I
but
like it.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So you're the sixth Spice Girl.
Yeah.
Wait.
Sixth?
yeah, there's only 5.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
I didn't know there were five. I thought there were
couldn't
4.
remember.
Wait, shit.
I'm the most popular one. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're the
Spice.
only guy, so
Well, yeah.
And you're not British.
cornering the market
Decidedly un-British.
Yeah.
Ev, I didn't mean that we had to move on from you.
I thought that's what. No. I
I'm
didn't
sorry.
get-
I'm
I'm
not-
playing Watch Dogs still. I talked
I
about it
haven't
last
moved
time.
past the
No.
joke.
I refuse. No, you
I don't think we're ever going to move
Okay.
past that.
Yeah, I'll never get over
Cool.
Pardon me.
it. You're excused. Pardoned.
Oh, thank you.
Sorry.
I am currently playing Skyrim Special Edition, which came out several months ago, actually, but I haven't been playing it because I play on the PC, and it took friggin' forever for the script extender to get released, which is
that?
it's a thing that extends the programming language in there. Long story short, it's the thing that makes the big giant mods like
Oh, choo
capable.
motherfucker.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the
great.
kind of stuff that you need the script extender for.
Nice.
And
do you have to pay for something like that?
no, you do not. It is free.
Also
you
nice.
download it, and you just get to ride around on a train.
That's
in
pretty cool.
Skyrim.
Interesting.
You can do a lot of stuff with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Give
you
yourself
can
big
make.
anime titties.
Ooh,
You
is that
can do that. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
so this can be on any computer?
If it can run Skyrim.
You know, Evan, you could give yourself big anime titties in real life. You realize that, right?
There's a
Little
store for
plastic
this?
Not just a store, no.
I
don't
bought
go to
you
the
those
plastic surgery store.
those water balloons. Just
The boob
pretend,
balloons.
Yeah. Boob balloons.
Oh, I remember
So
those. Those were
years
nice.
ago.
Yeah, that was New Year's Eve, like
Kind of rubbery,
2
though.
years ago.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Rubbery.
It was fun.
So
Rubbery.
funny little mods. You can give the crabs top hats and little monocles, and you can make them like swearing mud crabs. So if you see them out in the wild and they come after you, you can whack them. They'll be like, "God fucking damn it, motherfucker!" And then they'll like come after you, and
Why exactly
it's funny.
would you?
Cussing
It's
crabs.
really funny to have them just
Really
like
angry, just
say
pissed off.
"fuck."
I can't
Pissed off.
dispute that it's funny.
Yeah.
Why
That's
somebody
what-
would spend their time on that? I mean, creating that? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
whatever.
I
At least,
love
at
it,
least
and
Chris
I
can enjoy.
thank the creator of that mod
for people like
because
Chris.
They had a
it cracks
vision.
me
Yeah.
up, and I just go out of my way to go find crabs because it's fun to kill crabs that just
get some
scream
crabs.
obscenities at you when you attack them.
Yeah.
So it's basically like Second Life for you. You're just running around trying to get crabs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if you put it that way, they're not the STD kind of.
I guess he's technically trying to
Yeah,
avoid
okay.
crabs. He's trying,
They're the giant mud crabs. Like
finding
that.
them, getting close, you
Eating
know,
them.
metaphorically,
Yeah,
in real
you
life.
can eat them.
just like in real life.
I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you eat the top hat too?
Oh.
No, actually, that just stays on their dead body.
Oh. There's a lot of fiber in those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Good for digestion.
And then
Source of fiber.
you can put the moon from Majora's Mask that goes up in the sky, and
Ooh. Does it eventually crush you?
No, it just stares at you and judges you.
That's fair. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So angry, such an angry moon.
Yeah, it is a very angry moon.
It's a weird thing Majora's Mask, right?
Yeah.
Like, it'd be one thing if the moon was just crushing you, but it's also like super pissed off. It's like, like,
I always thought it looked excited. Like it couldn't wait to crush you. It's like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Gotta wait 3 days, though.
yeah.
Why does Majora's Curse cause it to like have a personality now? Like,
Maybe it wouldn't crush you if it didn't want to. It has to want it. You
I mean,
know?
that's true. It's like willing itself towards you.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
so.
That sucks. Yeah.
I am currently drinking Ying-a-ling-a-ding,
Ying-a-ling.
and it's tasty.
Tasty.
Yes.
Tasty edition.
I've had this before. I love Yingling, and it is one of my go-tos. Oh, if anyone would like to find me on the PlayStation Network, I am Big K-Man121. I play a lot of Star Wars Battlefront 2 currently.
Yes.
Some other random stuff, but that's the one I am currently on the majority of the time.
Yeah. I haven't played that in a minute.
Really?
I'm falling behind. Oh no.
God damn it. I jumped on it recently and like all of a sudden I suck again. Like, it's,
Oh no.
like I can't get any kills for the life of me. Like I don't know what the fuck's
sucks.
going on. Like,
Yeah.
Anyway.
They definitely updated some stuff because I noticed that some of the levels they've added some stuff like the new First Order versus Resistance level. They added in a bunker buster that flies.
Ooh.
No, not that one. The old First Order Resistance level. So you're taking down the Star Destroyer
Right. Oh, the Starfighters. Yeah.
in
Okay.
the asteroid field. Now there's a bunker buster that flies around
was
for the
there.
Resistance.
That's dope.
Oh, maybe not. I don't know.
That was never there before. They updated it.
I guess I played that particular one
And
more.
now,
Yeah.
like the Jakku level, you can have ATSTs that walk around inside the destroyed Star Destroyer.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's
So
I
And they're-
like those.
And they're tweaking things constantly, like making things a little bit more powerful or less
yeah,
powerful.
I've noticed the
And I think the gun that I use is one that they like
yeah.
nerfed.
It could
Oh.
They,
the
like, made it
the
less powerful.
Sentry they have nerfed.
Well, damn it.
I think it might be slightly more powerful, but it does not last anywhere near as long.
That's
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
lame.
I used it
It's
recently. and,
really
like,
short,
Yeah,
really short time span.
It was
now.
already
Fucking blew
short.
its load like immediately.
Yep.
Yeah, just like
Yep, you
damn
can
it.
you can have it active for just a couple seconds and then it's gone.
I would
Fat, nerdy
I would
teenager.
legit get like fucking 8 kills per like fucking.
Yeah, that can't be
Perp.
done anymore.
just can't sustain anymore.
Yeah.
just-
That's fuck, man.
Pitifully shitting on everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Mostly.
Yeah, so it's not in our favor. It's a little bit of a bummer. But anyway,
I'm against it.
I'm all done.
wait.
What?
Ev, do you have more to say about Watch Dogs 2?
No, I really don't. I
just want to
not
make
really.
sure.
I mean,
I don't want you to feel rushed, man.
no. It's fun. I like it. It's good. Trees
Okay.
are still impossible to break with cars, just like every other game. I don't understand that.
Yeah, that's
really
true.
happened to me recently.
Light poles, fine.
Unless you play
yeah,
Crisis.
Well, oh, really?
When you're
Yeah,
driving around in
that.
cars in Crisis.
You can crash into trees, and if you run into them hard enough, they'll topple the trees.
In like a what is he driving, like a fucking super tank though?
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay, that might explain it then. I don't know. There's no super tanks in Watch Dogs yet, so I don't know. Yeah.
I miss Crisis.
Hey,
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Liz. My handle on the PS4 is Flavy. That's BLAYBEE. I'm pretty sick. I should just say it right. I'm not gonna lie. That's why I'm like I feel low energy because I'm literally drinking tea. It's like the saddest. Oh, that's the alarm for my medication
that's so perfect.
that I need to take. How perfectly timed. So I am. This is so sad. I'm playing, or I bought recently. I bought ukulele.
Oh yeah, you told us that.
Sorry, I'm super sorry if I'm coughing like the whole time. And I'm playing that, and it's okay. It's like it's not great. It's okay. Like
Yeah.
it's just okay. Like
Aw.
I feel like it is reminiscent of the old, Banjo Kazooie. You know, the style.
Well, can you, I mean, I'm sure everybody, just for the sake of anybody hasn't heard of ukulele, can you give a little bit more detail on like how it came about?
How it came about.
Like, like why it exists.
Oh, it exists. I mean, I don't know.
What is
Like, what the
ukulele?
idea behind
What
it?
is it?
Oh, I mean, you're a little chameleon and bat duo, and you run around this world and you're trying to collect pages. It comes from the old Banjo Kazooie and Banjo Tooie series. It's like the
Spiritual successor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to that. So, it was a long time coming. I don't think there was people wanted it. I wanted it. I was talking about it last time about how I wanted to play it, and then I played it, and I was kind of like, I think I was telling Dan that I think that there's some things that they kept about the old game style that was really good, like all the goofy quests and stuff, and like the style, which was really important. There's some things they improved on, like the platforming is way better. You can jump on more stuff that you couldn't before. Like they used to just kind of block it off, and they'd be like, these are the very specific things that you're supposed to jump on to get to this. But now it's like, oh, you can go about things in kind of your own unique way. Like there's multiple ways to get to a single point, which is cool.
Yeah. Sounds like a plus.
Yeah, but then the downside is that like they kept that there's like kind of almost no direction in the game. You're just kind of running around. Sometimes you're able to like start a quest, but you don't have the power to finish it.
That's weird.
So it just kind of like you get sidetracked, and it just seems like there's a lot going on without very much direction. So in that sense, I have just kind of been toying with it off and on. So
Are there witches?
Not yet. There's
Damn
a
it.
weird bee guy
Yeah.
and like his duck sidekick who's like a duck cyborg or something. It's really weird. But I appreciate the art style. It's silly,
Quack,
and they have this little like
Quack.
what is his name?
Just make sure.
Rextro.
Rextro?
Yeah, he's like a T-Rex, and he has you play like arcade style games, which is kind of cool.
Damn.
They added some cool elements to it, which is why like I would like, I guess if I'm doing on like a rating system, I would give it like a 6 out of 10. Like
Okay.
not great, playable.
Meh.
There's
Man.
enjoyment to be had. Would you say
Yeah,
that? But
yeah.
it's not-
Enjoyment to be
it's
had.
not nonstop. Exactly.
It's nostalgic. It's, if you want to get like a little taste of that, but if you're looking for like a nonstop, like I want to sit down and play this game for the next 72 hours, it's not going to meet your needs in that
Not
department.
Skyrim.
Or like I was thinking about the Fractured Butthole. Like that is a game that I literally sat down and played for like a week straight, like nonstop. Could not take my hands off the fucking controller.
Damn.
But with this game, I'm kind of like, do I want to play ukulele right now? I don't know, not really. Like, it's fine.
A bit of a fizzle.
Yeah.
Kinda,
I should probably take these, Dan. I'm talking for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I'm Dan the Kool-Aid Man on PlayStation Network and Steam, although I'm rarely on Steam. And I am drinking whiskey, Crown Royal, out of my little barrel thing that my cousin got me for Christmas.
Dude,
I haven't
that's
gotten to use
awesome.
yet. It's
Yeah.
pretty great. It's a little, fill it up.
It was so shocking too, because he's like kind of a douchebag.
He's like a douchey guy who's like not thoughtful at all, so like it was a
complete
I wasn't
shock.
expecting to get something like super awesome from my cousin who normally just gets me like an iTunes gift card even though I don't have iTunes. Stuff like that. Anyway, I hope
Like a
I
vape.
hope he never listens to this.
Whoops.
But
Sorry, Patrick. I mean, wait, not you.
damn it.
We're talking
Well,
about
I guess
another
we know who he would know that he got me this. Anyway.
Oh, that's true. But only him.
So I am. That's what I'm drinking. I'm playing. Speaking of nostalgia, I just got like super nostalgic recently, and I decided to I dug out my original Xbox like back in the day,
Damn.
And we haven't been shy about the fact that we're PlayStation gamers, but I had the original Xbox, and I really fucking wanted to play Knights of the Old Republic. I think it's all the Star Wars craze that's going on right now. Obviously,
Yep.
Last Jedi came out recently, so
Wouldn't doubt it.
Star Wars is everywhere right now. So I was like, I fucking love that game. I adored it. So I decided to dust it off, and I'm playing through it again just from the beginning. Love the story. Love so much about it. Liz knows very little about it. I don't even think. Do you guys even know about like I'm not going to spoil anything, but like
Yeah.
the twist or anything that happens? in
Not
that?
really. No,
Man.
actually, not at all.
It's a great. It's great.
The graphics are
The graphics are not great.
so-
It's a original Xbox game.
they are
But-
terrible. They are real bad.
But
We're
it's
kind of spoiled these days, though.
The
That's
hair
true.
looks like a brown piece of American cheese,
Nice.
like just laying on somebody's head.
at least it's not Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
That would look even
Ooh,
worse.
that'd be gross.
That'd be like really odd.
Yeah.
Anyway, BioWare. They're one of the first forays of BioWare, and they really you can see how they went on to do Mass Effect and everything from this game because this is the first game that they have that party system, and you just meet all these interesting characters along the way that end up joining you. And again, the story is amazing. It's incredible. It's a really great piece of Star Wars lore that unfortunately is no longer canon after
That's
after Disney's acquisition. But maybe they'll figure out a way to like work these characters back in.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's what I'm playing. And I guess that's it for me.
Oh shit. That was like record time that we finished intros.
Da-da-da.
Du-du-du-du.
Okay,
That's the sound
so
of finisher. Oh, we do have a.
Ba-bum.
That was Liz. Oh yeah,
Our
Granny Smith.
Granny Smith.
our word of the week.
Our what?
Our
Our
GameRage Gaming Dictionary.
GameRage Gaming Dictionary.
Word of the week.
Word of the week.
Inspired
Inspired by
Hop.
Hop.
Inspired by.
What the fuck?
This
Like,
is Chris' first foray into
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
introducing
his
our-
first time.
you
It's
guys never get this right.
Be easy
I
on him.
know.
Let's go easy on him. It's his first
sorry.
time.
Be
You know,
gentle.
be gentle.
Yeah. What is
Kind of tickle his asshole a little bit.
Oh my god. Fucking
He's
disgusting.
having a great time.
Never mind. That's like
This
an
week-
advanced technique. Sorry.
That's pretty bad.
It is a one-night bland.
One
Um,
night blend.
Yeah, it's one of those games that you play that you get. You're like ready to play it. You play it, and
You take it home, you're like, hey baby,
yeah.
I'm gonna take off that plastic. I'm gonna insert you gently into the system.
You open it up
Yeah.
real slow, and you kind of like
With your
play
teeth.
with the disc for a little while. What's in the box? Just kind of like
Yeah.
swirling your finger around.
Yeah.
Tuck her
Crack it
into
open.
You're like, oh baby, I'm gonna play you all night.
Oh god, I can't wait to get you inside my PlayStation. Oh god.
Just slide you in.
And I don't know, you know.
How long am I gonna let this go on?
Before he flips
God.
the table.
I'm so fucking hard right now. Sorry.
Yeah. Whew, sorry. I was
But then
all sweaty.
Yep. Then that's it.
Yeah.
And then you
Just-
play, and the next day
Next day,
Yeah.
you just never touch it again.
you put
Yeah.
some cab fare in the box.
and like yeah. And like
You send it home.
and maybe it was something, maybe you were drunk or something, and that night it's like, man, this game's great. This is exactly what I wanted. And then the next morning you kind of like pop it in and play it some more, and you're like, man, what did I like about this last night? Oh
Coyote
man,
Ugly.
like
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think we've all had that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, the main one that's coming to mind is like a really old one, and it might even, I don't even know if I enjoyed it that night, but basically, I played Soul Reaver 2 like ages ago.
Oh, yeah?
Which was awesome. This fucking vampire doesn't have any lower jaw. And
Gross.
yeah, I know. You guys know anything about Soul Reaver?
No.
No.
Man, the vampires.
Legacy of Kain is in that series, right?
He was the original series, was
Oh,
Legacy of
okay.
Kain, and that spawns the character Raziel, who is the main character in
Okay.
Soul Reaver.
I've heard it's good.
That's the thing. So I go back to play Legacy of Kain because I'm like, fucking Soul Reaver is awesome. And then I play Legacy of Kain, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to see you again.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I just kind of.
I feel like this happens most often for me with like gift games. Like somebody gets
Oh.
me something like, oh, cool. Like, you know, those relatives that like know that I like video games but don't understand that video games are not
Yeah.
just all like some of them are bad. Like,
Yep.
you know. So you just like pop it in, you're playing, and you're like, great, thanks,
This is so much
Auntie,
fun.
thank you so much. And then you just never, you know,
They
touch
buy
it
you like
again.
Cabela's Big Game Hunter, and you're like, great.
Yeah, it's so much fun.
This is
Anyway.
Hooray.
I feel like that happens to me a lot with mobile games.
Ah.
Like I'll be sitting around like playing with my iPad or something, maybe like watching something on TV, and I'll like go to the iTunes App Store.
Actually, it does happen to you all the time.
I know.
That's a great
And I'll like pull stuff up and I'll be like, oh yeah, this is so cool. This is exactly what I want to play right now. And then I'll play it for that night and I'll be like, man, that was so satisfying. That was exactly what I wanted. Just like hanging out, watching TV, playing this weird free game. And then I try it the next day. I'm like, this is fucking garbage. Like
I
why?
was, like, thinking
At
this,
what
I don't know.
point did I think, yeah, I'm going to spend the 30 seconds to download this and the zero money.
Yeah.
And it still wasn't even worth it. Like,
And like sometimes the next day I'll be asking her, I was like, she'll be like on her iPad. I was like, oh, are you playing a game? She's like, no, I deleted it.
Yep.
all the time. Like
What
literally
happened?
every
We were
single
raving about
week.
it last night.
I know.
What the hell happened?
All the time. And it's like all different kinds of games too. Like from like action games, that Mortal Kombat game that I was talking
I
about
remember
that I
that.
really
That's true,
liked.
yeah.
I was over that in like 2 weeks. I guess it's a little longer than a one night bland, but like
Week bland.
yeah, 2 week bland is a high turnover rate. But
That might be worse actually.
Yeah,
What
the
was I
honeymoon
thinking?
period's over.
Yeah.
yeah, it's my arm candy
Yeah.
for 2 weeks, and then I
Right.
was just kind of like
Yeah.
Kicked it to the curb.
it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one night
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
bland. Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay, cool. So I guess we'll get onto our topic.
Yeah.
So our topic this week is I want to start by saying that obviously we're all here, and I think you listeners are here as well,
Talking to
because we all love video games.
Randy.
It's something that It's a favorite hobby of ours. It has brought so many great experiences, so many great memories. For some of us, I know for me particularly, it's in some ways shaped who I am as a person now, like in a lot of ways. And obviously Liz too. However, with every good thing, there's gonna be some bad.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about our worst gaming experiences, those terrible memories that come along, the
boy.
little handful of awful memories that come from this amazing, much beloved hobby of ours.
Yeah, like a moldy grape in a bag of good ones.
Yes.
Pop it in your mouth.
I guess.
Yes.
What a fucking
I'm
weird.
never like, woohoo, grapes, I love these things. Oh, the moldy one, fuck. But, you know, if that works for you, I
How
guess.
often are you eating grapes?
It's.
you
I would
fucking
say it's
made
more
moldy
like
grapes.
the flat beer that you get, you know, in the pack of beer,
Yeah.
you know, or the, you know, just, or that shitty, or getting too drunk and fucking vomiting all over the
Oh,
place.
that's true. Yeah, the worst part of vomiting.
yeah.
Thankfully, you don't usually remember that part.
Yeah, that's true. So it can't really be a memory, but
Yeah.
people will tell you
Yeah.
about it. But anyway,
Ugh.
so I guess I'll start. Mine comes from an experience that I think a lot of at least 90s gamers, 90s kids will relate to. And it ties back to the fact that I think anybody who grew up in the 90s understands how important video game rental stores were to
Oh.
being a gamer during that time.
And by that, you
especially
mean Blockbuster.
Blockbuster Video, yes. Fuck Hollywood Video,
Yeah,
whoever
no.
went there.
Yeah, if
Jeez,
you went
nothing
to
else
Hollywood
mattered.
Video, like you're a fucking
So, yeah.
pervert
Yeah,
or
that was
something.
your
like,
worst
yeah,
experience
like
right
what-
there.
Yeah,
was-
you're a goddamn
wow,
pedophile
straight
now or
up.
some shit.
Wow.
Yeah, like,
Okay.
Oh shit!
Chris,
I think
did
we
you
were
go to
friends.
Hollywood Video?
I did not.
He's like, that explains it. Oh my god. Okay, anyway,
Aw.
I'm sorry. We're too mean to Chris. I'm sorry, Chris.
Oh my
we love you.
One day Chris is gonna snap, and you're literally gonna
Yeah.
hear him murder us
That's
on
why
the
the videos
podcast.
are recording right now.
Yeah.
So it's just I'm remembering everything.
Oh my god, that's fucking terrifying.
So
list.
you know, I think we all fucking remember
Checking
how
it twice.
how amazing it was. Fucking Friday night, you know, Friday, you get off school, fucking school's over, it's time for the weekend, and you fucking beg your parents, hey, please, can I go to Blockbuster to rent a game? And you rent that game, and that's going to be your source of entertainment for the entire weekend.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you're going to hang out with your friends for a little bit or whatever if you
If they
fucking
wanna
have
play
to,
that
I
game
guess.
with you.
If they want to play that game. But, like, Chris is so excited
Do
about
you
his
have
beers.
I had to play with a rock. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
You got
She
to
didn't-
play with The Rock?
Remember how I didn't have
Dwayne The
gaming
Rock Johnson?
systems? I had to
awesome.
stare at Blockbuster through the window.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so fucking sad. Window shopping at Blockbuster.
And cry.
Just imagining what it'd be
Hey,
like
you
to
watch
play
television.
each
That's
Like smoosh your
no,
nose
I
up
was
against
that
the
kid
wall.
who would go to Blockbuster and just play the demo,
No.
like
and
at
just
the
sit there.
yeah.
Man, you're like passing a like homeless kid in the street. Like you feel bad, but you're not gonna give it a home. You know, like
Fix.
oh,
Yeah.
I'll rent you a game, kid,
I
to
feel-
take
yeah.
home. Oh, no.
you don't have. A
I'm
system
never
playing
gonna
on.
get that back.
Anyway,
Get charged the $4 fee.
Oh, no.
and actually, in one game in particular, and you know, I'm sorry, I'll get to my thing. But one game in particular that I remember renting was Bubsy the Bobcat. I was a Sega Genesis kid, as I mentioned. That was my first system. My sister had the NES, but that was mine. So
Yeah.
I played a shitload of
Yeah.
Genesis games and Bubsy the Bobcat. All three of them, the first three games. Like I was so excited every single time, and so much fun. I literally remember renting the same one like multiple times just to keep playing, you know, just to play more of it.
Yeah.
And for all of you who don't know, Bubsy was this. It was from the Sonic era where it was
Yeah.
trying
Oh, yeah.
to like create this like anthropomorphic mammal, and it was just a platformer, you know, pretty basic, nothing like spectacular, but it was fun. And Bubsy
Yeah.
Bobcat.
Yeah. It makes me think of like Earthworm Jim. Like you kind of jump around on some
Yeah.
platforms and you shoot stuff. And that's
Yeah, it was
fun.
like-
Or just jump on it.
Yeah,
You shoot?
for-
I don't know. Like, I don't know.
You can't shoot.
Yeah.
I think it's some.
I think it had like
some
he had, like,
no,
some guns.
Not
Lasers.
when Bubsy. Yeah.
Oh,
And
Bubsy.
Earthworm Jim or Bubsy?
No, in Bubsy.
Bubsy.
Oh,
Yeah, 'cause
oh.
I think
Jim
like
just
there's
pulled
like
his
the
head out.
cowboy level where you have like a little gun.
Oh,
or
maybe
something. I don't
that's
know.
what it was.
I think that was in Bubsy
Pew,
3,
pew.
but I might be remembering it wrong. But that was you know, it was just great. You know, it was so much fun. You know, a new, fresh game. You look over through the shelves and you grab something that looks interesting. And I think the worst thing. So my worst gaming experience is that time where you grab that fucking game that looks so cool. The box art looks amazing, and you read the back, and it looks so interesting, and you take it home, and it fucking sucks. It's so
I think I know what you're
Terrible.
talking about.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, I would think this has happened to all of us because that's it. You're stuck with that game for the week. Like, because that's the thing. Sometimes, you know, as a little kid, you get a new game.
This
and
is
like,
life now.
Some games are great, and some games were okay, but you can usually find fun out of them. And the worst ones were the ones that like, this is so bad. Like, you know, as a child that it's bad. You're a dumb child. Like, you're eating dirt and shit, and then not shit.
You're eating shit.
Sorry, no. You're eating dirt, and you're like, whatever, and you're like, but this video game is bad. I know this is bad. So you're just stuck with that for the whole weekend. Just fucking clunker. Like, it's just awful.
It's like bad games trigger your fight or flight response. Where you're just like, no, I gotta get away.
We've all been burned in that way, I think. Or at least those of us
Yeah.
who remember going to the rental stores.
Well, especially because now, you know, like, I guess part of it is that we're adults, responsible otherwise, we have money to spend. And we can have, like, a closet full of games. I fucking bought, I didn't even mention this, the fucking flash sale that just happened.
Yeah.
I bought, like, 5 games.
Oh my god,
And, like,
oh my god, it
It
felt
was
so
great.
good.
I was so glad you guys told me about that. But I have a shitload of games. Like, all of us have a bunch of games we can play.
Yeah.
Back then, you might have had a few, but you probably played them to death, the ones
Yeah.
that you owned. And then
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
ones you
absolutely.
rented,
And that's
you
the
know.
thing. You only got them every so often.
Right.
Like, you got them like holidays, or no, specifically Christmas, your birthday, and then maybe you got a good grade or something like
Yeah.
that. You could finagle one. Or if you've been good for a while, you can be like, Mom, please, can I have this? And
Right.
she's like, okay, you little fuck. As long as we'll shut you up. I'm just kidding. It wasn't that bad.
No, that was
Just
what
Dan's
my
mom.
said when I said
Shut the fuck up and get me more whiskey.
that's what you said to
So
your
if
mom.
you got your mom drunk enough so you can sneak into her purse and get $60, you know, I'm just kidding.
They weren't even 60 back then.
Were
These
you
were the
getting
gold
back in
days.
the-
or
yeah.
whiskey?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. How much does whiskey cost? $60.
But yeah, but then if you got that shitty game, it's like, oh man, like your weekend is shot.
Yeah.
You got to go like fucking talk to kids outside or some shit.
Gross.
It sucks. Everybody knows that sucks.
That's how people get sick.
So that is how people get sick. Interacting with other people.
Because I work with these goddamn fucking kids. Sneezing in my mouth.
Gotta buy them video games and shit, or else they sneeze
Sneezing
on
on
you.
Wiping their boogers on my fucking seats.
Sneezing in your
Directly
mouth.
in
That's
your mouth.
disgusting.
Hey, I sat in those seats. You
Fucking
didn't mention this at that point.
Well, of course not. You don't know that.
disgusting.
So I wanted to mention a particular game, in fact, that I remember as, you know, overall, that's the worst gaming experiences, one of the worst gaming experiences that we can have. But my number one, like hands down, worst gaming experience is the time a little bit after I got my PlayStation 1. Again, it was like my birthday. I got a PlayStation 1. It was my second system of all time, and I was fucking psyched. Next generation, 3D graphics.
Time for Ev's pills.
Yeah.
And I'd played a few games on PlayStation 1 because my friend already had one.
Yeah.
And that's what got me so psyched. I needed one. And so I played... So I went to the video store. I was all, super excited. I'm like, oh boy, my new PlayStation game, because it literally came with like a shitty like Power Rangers pinball game, and that's it. So I didn't have any games for it yet. So I like looked for the games that I knew were good because my friend had them, and they were all rented out already. So I'm looking around and I see it. I'm like, oh man, Bubsy 3D. I'm like, it's Bubsy,
There
the
it
game
is.
that I love,
Oh,
but.
no.
It's 3D. It's new. It's for PlayStation. This is going to be amazing. So I rent it. I go home. I pop it in, and I cannot stress enough. Like, there's no way I can describe to you how much fucking horseshit this game is.
Oh, you can see it on YouTube.
You
Yeah.
watch it on
Oh.
YouTube. Seriously.
We all encourage you strongly to
please
look
watch
at
I
it.
showed
this game was.
I showed all of them because they needed to know my pain.
I sincerely, you guys specifically said that this is like a shitty like project that a college student might have like made last minute.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought you guys were serious.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
this
So
is real bad.
like I said, the originals were like 2D platformers, fun, wacky adventures. You're running around collecting things. This one, I popped it in, and you started out, and the graphics are god awful. This is hands down one of probably the worst game that I have ever played.
Holy shit.
Which is why it's my worst gaming experience.
No.
And like the graphics are fucking god awful. You start a level and literally your only objective is to collect these little like atoms that
Yeah.
are like floating around. There's very little to do. There's not like
Yeah.
any challenge to it or anything. It's just they're all peppered throughout the map. There might be a few platforming things. There might be a danger somewhere, but it's so fucking shitty. The gameplay is garbage, is what I'm getting at. The gameplay is fucking horseshit. At the voice acting, Bubsy's voice is so fucking annoying. He's like, "Hey, let's go and." No, he has this weird fucking accent. He's like, "Oh, this is my favorite part."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's just like a
It's like a weird Boston
like accent. It's just super annoying. Like terrible.
Like if you shoved a cat down a Bostonian's throat and then allowed them to speak.
He was trying to like choke down the cat.
Yeah.
A character that I love so much, and like it was so bad. I tried playing through like the first few levels and was not having any fun. Again, I'm a dumb kid. This is 1996, I think, so I'm 8 years old. Yeah, 8 years old. So like, but I
should play Siberia.
Twisted,
shit!
Like Twisted Metal was out by this point.
Fuck,
I think
loved
Spyro was
Twisted
out.
Metal.
There's so many games that were out by this point. I think this is a couple of years into the PlayStation 1 cycle. Like this isn't brand new. So this isn't like maybe
96. When was Metal Gear Solid 1?
Actually, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it came out in 96, but I played it after that because I don't remember when I got my PlayStation 1. So maybe it came out in 96, but I'm thinking later. But anyway, regardless, horse shit. Awful game. Just terrible.
Bobcat shit.
It was so bad. And this is, from what I can remember, I'm pretty sure this was the only time that I begged my mom. And I would never do this, ever. I begged my mom, can we please go back? Can I please return it? I'm the kind of person who would never send food back because I don't want to inconvenience the person who brought it to me. Because I'm like, oh, at least they brought me the food.
Right.
Like
that company did not deserve your money.
I'm too
Or
nice
mom's.
with that, and I don't want to inconvenience people like that. But I was like, Mom, please, can we please take it back? It was so awful, and she took me. Luckily, she took
wow!
me,
Happy
and I
ending.
got another game. But like,
and it also sucked.
I played it for a solid hour, and I knew that this was the worst thing. Like, I would rather play that fucking stupid Power Rangers pinball than that. Like, it was so awful, and we all know that experience of just getting that shitty game.
Yeah.
God.
It's so bad.
This is
Seriously, like
depressed
I
now.
can't explain how bad. Like, please
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
up Bubsy 3D on YouTube.
Yeah.
And you'll just look for some gameplay, and you'll see how fucking
quote
horrific
unquote
this game
gameplay.
is.
Like there's really nothing.
Yeah,
that,
there's
and it's like I think I remember in the side scrolling Bubsies, like there was just like it was like a lot of like wacky sounds and like just jumping and collecting shit, but it worked in that environment,
Yeah.
And I think like I was thinking when you showed us the game, it looks like when you first enter a level sometimes and it hasn't rendered. And everything's just like
Yeah.
flat, pixelated edges, and but it never renders. And
There's
Bubsy
like
just stays
zero
looking like
visual
shit.
simulation.
Yeah, none. It's not even grass. It's just here's a green plane.
Yeah.
That angles up
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the distance.
Yeah.
It's like the fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not even supposed to look like land or anything like that. It's
No.
just polygons,
Yep.
like literally just like polygons like made up into a level sort of, but it's kind of like an island floating out in the middle of nowhere because they couldn't
Yeah.
even render the rest or
Distance.
like or distance. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
it just looks awful.
It's like the padded room of video games.
Oh my god. Yeah.
can-
You be in a cell.
You
Just like the punishment. Just like this is what you get.
You
You
would
thought
pay
this was gonna
money
be
to not
fun?
Play that game.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Video
This
games
is what
equivalent
you
of
get.
Broccoli.
It's awful. It's an example of just incredibly horrible video game design.
Yeah.
Again, the controls were awful. I remember the physics in the game were totally off. There were things that just didn't make sense. Like
Yeah.
you're supposed to collect the little atoms, but you can like grab them and shoot them at things.
Oh, yeah, that was-
you
and
can
then
kind of
it-
shoot them at enemies and everything like that. But you're also supposed to collect them.
Right.
And
Well-
it's like don't hold it. Oh yeah, go ahead.
In the video, I remember he fired off and it just bounced back and hit him in the face, and that was it. Like there's
and he
like
lost some health.
try to launch the atom to see what happens, and you launch it, and it smacks you in the fucking face. It just knocks you over. You're like
smacked
great
in the face.
Yeah, it was like
Yeah.
awesome.
The end.
Thanks for hurting me.
And it,
Me.
it just looks so bad.
Why is there a button that does that?
It's
Punch
like-
X to slap yourself in the face. Like
Why are you hitting yourself? You just fucking told me to.
I told you to press that button.
It's like a pre alpha of the
Yeah,
game. That's
it's really
essentially what
bad.
it looks like. It's
Oh
just
my God.
awful.
And it's
So
funny too
bad.
that it spawned from a series that, like, while Bubsy isn't still around today making millions,
Yeah.
back then that was like a decent Sega
Yeah.
game, you
Yeah.
know. And then
It's
I think
not the
that
most popular, but
Right.
but people liked it. You know?
right.
yeah,
Bummer.
Man.
Poor
that's
Bubsy.
so sad.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Big B.
Although there is a new game on PS4, but that just came out recently. It's a new Bubsy game, but
No shit.
I'm just so burnt. Like,
I
I'm
can never
so
trust him
burnt from
again.
that. I can't go back. Anyway, that's mine.
Quick
Yeah.
sidebar.
Yeah.
You mentioned Power Rangers pinball. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge Space Cadet pinball.
Ooh. Oh, dude, classic.
Oh,
Oh, my
fuck
God.
yeah.
So many hours.
Because that it was free.
Yeah.
And it was really good.
Well, yeah, man, and you could play it when your internet was down.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
That's like the
Infinitely.
only game I had. I mean,
There's like that and like solitaire and like fucking
free
Yeah.
space,
free
free cell.
free cell.
Free
Yeah.
sale, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, like relative to that, like compared
Yeah.
to that, like compared to fucking solitaire and free
Yeah.
sale, why would you not fucking play?
Yeah. Pinball is way more fun.
Yeah.
Oh my
Well,
God.
and then when
You
I
tried to
did
be in
have
high school and all
internet,
that stuff.
yeah.
Go ahead.
you go to Ski Free.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
ski
You know,
free.
I
Fuck yeah,
didn't.
ski
I
free.
wasn't a ski free kid. I never really played it. I
What?
learned about it later. But
Ski Free's the
I'm
shit
sad
with
I
the
missed
little the Yeti that comes
that.
out. He's like,
you can't get away from
Like
him.
E.T.
Wait, didn't they? You can't get away from him, right?
You can.
Okay,
You
I thought
can.
there was a big
Yeah,
thing
you
about
just
that.
gotta-
Turns out that you can.
yeah.
There's like a button to go faster. That's what it was.
No, you just gotta you gotta angle yourself. You gotta serpentine.
Oh,
Well, sort
maybe-
of, but like literally,
Ah.
something I never knew. There's literally a button you can press.
That's
to go
hilarious.
faster.
Oh, you
Like
gotta,
I thought you were always
you gotta
like,
serpentine, man.
and you're supposed to like do the slalom. Like
Yeah.
I would just like ski and like
Yeah,
try not to
This
hit
sounds
trees
like
and jump off.
as exclusive as like discovering in GoldenEye that if you run diagonally, you're actually moving faster.
I didn't know that. I honestly
Serpentine
never.
towards
Knew.
your
See,
victims.
fucking serpentine,
apparently.
man.
If you move in a
Serpentine.
diagonal direction in GoldenEye, you're moving faster than if you're going straight.
That's also
hilarious
a
and
good
stupid.
tactic to avoid alligators.
I've heard that's not true.
Shut
And,
the fuck
this
up.
is not something you
Yeah,
want to
that's
be
not
unsure
true.
about at the last second.
Yeah, I've heard that's not true.
They can't turn their bodies really fast.
Yeah, but they just
That's,
they're not
no, that's
stupid.
the alligators
they follow
telling
you.
you to just try it because they're actually really good at zigzagging. So they're
Because they're gonna watch you go in the same direction. They're still gonna come towards you. They're not gonna be like, oh, I gotta turn the same way. That person's turning.
Alligators don't have fucking foresight like that. What the
actually,
fuck?
I think a better plan would be to just
They're fucking predators.
run in a
agree.
complete like 180. Like just
Yeah.
if they're bad at turning, just
Oh.
keep
Just
going
go,
in that
like,
one direction.
run behind- like,
just
run-
keep going
They
in a
lose
circular
sight of
direction.
direction.
So what if you're in the
Behind
middle of nowhere? You're just
Because-
gonna infinitely run
No,
in
you
a
get
circle?
around
Just
behind
run
it.
around it,
just
get behind it, and then
just
run.
until you're
and then
behind
run.
it, and
You
then
grab
it'll
its
give
tail
up.
and you body slam.
Honestly, how
As
fast
soon as
can
it
they
can't
fuck-
see
I mean,
anymore, it's gonna be like
You could probably run faster than they can.
You say,
That's
"Hey,
true, yeah.
brother," and you rip your shirt off.
Yeah. Hey,
and then
brother.
you elbow it
Yeah.
in the chest.
Yeah. They don't like to have their bellies rubbed.
I mean,
so if you can flip them
if you
over.
wanna
They don't
Hulk
like
Hogan
being
it,
called brother.
They don't like. They hate that.
Specifically, they're
Yeah,
like, "I'm
they're-
not
But I
fucking
feel like
brother."
that
Southern.
pisses them off. If you try to start like wrestling them,
Yeah.
we're not
They-
gator wrestlers.
They actually they love wrestling, but they respect you more
Oh, okay.
when you do it
Yeah.
with them.
So
That
just
makes
like
sense.
Yeah.
power bomb them. Just
Yeah. Then they'll like give you a little finny like high five like.
It's actually like a life Easter egg. Like if you wrestle a gator, the gator will start singing "Living in America."
What about what?
Nothing.
No, I want to know. Oh,
That's okay. You'll
Chris was
circle back.
correcting
and
my
we go,
knowledge about biology.
Why would it start singing "Living in America"? Living in America.
That is my favorite Easter egg in real life.
And it whips out a pair of Ray-Bans.
And then it'll pose to you. It'll put on a leather jacket and pose.
Yeah,
with,
yeah.
You know, crossing
Right
its
off
arms,
on his
back,
motorcycle.
back with you.
And it calls you bro.
Yeah.
And then you're friends
If
forever.
you never hear from us again, that's what we did on Sunday.
We're alligator friends forever. We're definitely not dead
no.
in an alligator pit or
No,
something.
we just live in a lake
Oh
now.
my
Go to
God.
fucking Congo River golfing and try to make friends with us.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's mine.
Yeah. Right. What are we talking about?
Way to go, Sierra, for Space Cadet Pinball.
Thank you so much,
Yeah.
For sure.
Sierra.
Definitely.
Thought that was like a hip hop singer. I don't know who that is.
That was a company.
Yeah, they made a bunch of adventure games.
Sierra.
They were in direct competition to LucasArts. But anyway.
Oh, shit, okay.
Who's going? Is it me?
Which
Hey,
way
no
are we
one
going?
heard that.
Or I. Oh, there you go.
Whatever. So mine was. So PlayStation did this. I'm so sorry.
Aw.
PlayStation did this thing for a while. They're not even doing it anymore because it was obviously such a huge failure. Because I'm
Right.
talking about it on the worst gaming experience.
Yeah, not an episode you want to be on.
But I liked it.
But yeah, it was fun. So they did this thing for like a minute. It was literally
They did it
like
twice.
2 months. Yeah, it was 2 months, where they asked people to. They presented 3 games, and they asked PlayStation users to. You could either go online or you could do it through your system.
PlayStation Plus.
They
users
asked
in
people-
particular, I
Oh,
think.
right. Back.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
No, because I was
when it
able
was
to do
optional.
it, and I was not a PlayStation Plus user at that time.
Oh.
Oh, I thought it was but it was for the. Anyway, go on. I'm sorry.
It was for the free game of the month, but I was still able to vote.
Oh, you're
even
able to
though.
vote.
Oh,
So
that's
you were
weird.
able to go either online. I'm so sorry, or through your system, and you could vote on what game you wanted to be free. So it was like August of last year. There were 3 games presented, and they showed the trailers, and one of them was this game called Grow Home.
I think this was a
yeah.
couple of years ago, actually.
Oh, really?
We were still in the other apartment, yeah.
No.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're
Yeah.
right. Okay, I'm wrong.
No. Anyway, so I voted for it,
But
and
the
it
year
looked really
before
cool.
last, though, it definitely was not this last. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sorry.
This matters so little,
I know. I'm sorry.
so little.
Overly technical, stupid shit like
Yeah.
that. Sorry.
I think you might have like Asperger's. Like,
Oh, almost assuredly.
anyway,
Teensy bit.
sorry, guys are fucking killing me. So I voted for this game, and it comes out, and it was horrible. It was horse shit. So I started it, and you play as this little robot. You're a little red robot. I don't remember what your name is.
Bud?
Little
Bud.
Red Riding Bot.
Yeah, your name is Bud. And you're placed on these planets, and your objective is to go home, but you are able to like sprout things, so it's grow home.
Oh yeah.
So
It's like a mothership and the
Yeah.
atmosphere that you're trying to get back to,
Making
or
me
something
think
like
of
that.
Pikmin.
Pikmin.
Oh, Pikmin. It's not like Pikmin though.
Okay.
It's very
no,
different.
it's so. But like the worst part of about the game wasn't like the concept or the graphics or anything like that. Like those things, they weren't like amazing. The story was okay. It was pretty loose, but the worst part was the gameplay. Like the actual like physics of the game like didn't work properly. Like just trying to walk, it seemed really laggy. Like when you would take a step forward, it seemed like you would almost like ragdoll into it. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't.
It's more the physics of it.
Yeah, like you couldn't take like a physical like step. Like
Yeah.
when you push forward, like there's no like traction. Like you're just kind of like instead of taking a step and moving your body forward, it's almost like it's like when we played Octodad yesterday.
Kind of.
And like
Oh,
where
oh.
you like it's like your foot is moving and then your body just kind of like like forward.
Yeah. But then the momentum keeps you so like it's
keep
almost
moving
like watching
forward.
a toddler walk where like they still don't really know how to use their legs, so they kind of like are like stumble walking, you know, like
Yeah.
and they lean
Or Dan
forward.
after like 6 whiskeys.
Yeah. So you have to like lean exactly. It's like drunk walking. So or actually like John Marston when you're trying to walk with him when he's
Oh,
drunk.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you kind of
yeah.
lean forward and your body takes you in that direction and then
Yeah.
you go to stop
And you go
and you keep kind
back
of walking
a
a little
little bit.
forward a little bit. You still walk back because like it's almost like you're just controlling the top of your body,
Yeah.
and
Right.
your legs have to meet where you're at.
So that in itself is like super frustrating. And then
Huh.
because of that, every other part of the game just kind of falls apart. So
Yeah.
the idea is that you're growing this huge vine to get to other planets, to get to your mother base. So you're growing this huge vine, and you can kind of like there's collectibles and stuff that you can get to on other little trees and whatnot, other vines that kind of branch off from the
Right.
main vine. But because of the horrible physics of the walking in itself, I would find myself falling off a lot. And then you plummet all the way back down to the earth, and
Yeah.
there's like very few checkpoints.
Oh no.
There's very few. There's no way for you to like warp back to where you were. There's no you just have to kind of start.
with the checkpoints, but there's very few.
There's
like I
there's
said.
so little, and it was just insanely frustrating. And that was just and not only was that just like a terrible game in general, but I put it under worst game experiences because it was something that like I voted for and I was super excited about. And then it did. And they made a second one, which like blows my mind because like people were able to successfully play this. Like I don't understand. Like
Yeah.
maybe it was me. I don't know.
Do you know
but
if the
I
second
mean,
one was any good?
I have no idea. Maybe they fixed it. I don't know. I really don't know.
Maybe. But I doubt it.
Yeah, just and I don't know how you could like expand on that story. Like he went grow Homer.
Grow
like
more. Yeah,
I don't
it's
know,
called
like-
Grow
Grow
Up.
up. This,
oh, like I don't know. It
Maybe
just
it was
seems
prequel.
weird.
No,
because like it was like yeah, and it's I don't know if you mentioned this. It's like a tiny island that you're on. So there's it's not meant to be a linear game. It's meant to be a like. Well, I should say it's not like a horizontal game; it's a vertical game. Like,
Okay, yeah.
you're supposed to
Yeah.
go up, and yeah, you're like walking across these like not super thin vines, but like they're pretty thick. But again, you can like you're fucking stumbling along with every
Yeah.
step, and it's very easy to fall off. And it's
Yeah.
like, and sometimes your body falls in a way you're also supposed to be able to grab onto things and like
Oh, yeah.
but like if your body falls in a way so your arms are behind where you need to grab, then
Yeah.
like you can't grab it. And then you just fall. Like
Yeah.
it's bullshit. It's
It's
so it's
frustrating.
really difficult not to fall because of the controls. It's not
Yeah.
because of the gameplay. It's not because it's difficult. It's just because it's poorly designed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And poorly implemented for this game. Like,
Yeah.
I can understand if they had that for some other kind of game, but this like weird stumble walking when you need to kind of make precise movements because you're trying to get as high as you can. And if you make one false step, then you fall back to fucking earth. Like,
Yeah.
it sucks.
It's shitty. So it was really sad. It was a very disappointing experience. I played it
Yeah.
for like 2 days, and then I was like, fuck this shit. I'm
Yeah,
over
it was almost like your one night plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Sounds like a sad experience. However, I kind of like the idea of ragdoll
Of course
walking.
you do.
That sounds really silly.
Every single time, everybody's like, "This is something that's universally hated." Chris is like, "I kind of like it."
No,
because-"
that's not true. It's just having like something that's just walking around and being all silly, just going all
I
willy.
could be like, man,
yeah,
I really
that'd be-
hate
yeah.
being stabbed in the face, and Chris would be
Yeah.
like, you know what?
But if you
I
can
kind
do
of like
just
it.
right.
It's like, you
but
know.
make the gameplay conducive to it.
Yeah.
getting
Okay.
stabbed in the
Okay.
Make the
No.
stabbing
Like, there's other
Sackboy,
games.
for instance.
There's other
Ooh.
games that like I can't think of other games, but I know there's other games that do kind of have those physics. But they work because again, you're walking around like a plane. You know, like it's fine if you're kind of like stumbling like that if they can work into the game. But again, when it comes down to being vertical, yeah,
And when you're on when you're on a balance beam in the air, that's
Yeah.
kind of
essentially,
too
but yeah,
much.
but yeah,
the
like
point of the game is to be frustrating.
yeah.
almost, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's one of those games. Again, I feel like they kind of artificially infuse challenge into it by just creating poor controls. Like they could have done it better, but then they were like, "Oh, this is too easy. We need to figure something out to like make it harder." But it's like it's not fun hard. It's just rinse and repeat hard. So like you just have
Yeah.
to keep doing the same thing over and over again because of something that's not entirely your
It's
fault.
artificial difficulty.
Yeah, exactly.
I just thought of a gaming term. I'll
man.
think of it
Next
next
time.
Don't worry. Yeah.
Write it down.
keep it in
You're
your
not
headspace.
gonna remember it, you stupid
phone space.
dumbass.
All right, Chris, what do you got?
Oh man, I got a couple. All right, I'm gonna start with Doom 3, which I actually really like that game.
Yeah. And no, I meant to say, yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be. Sorry, just to.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Actually
need to
like
be
that
like bad games, but it can be just a bad experience we've had with a good game
Yes.
or something.
Because it came out, I want to say like 2004. So this was a long time ago. I was somewhat of a kid back in the day. My computer was not great, and I played it on the PC. And my PC would overheat very easily. And this game, being a higher end game at the time, would overheat and the game would crash. It wouldn't shut the computer down, it would just crash the game. But it was definitely the heat that was the issue.
Yikes.
Just like my Honda Accord.
So when I turn the game on, it plays for about 2 minutes, then it crashes.
just like my
desktop.
Honda Accord.
And Chris beat the entire game. I can guarantee you that's where this is going.
Oh
2
my God.
minutes at a time.
He's looking at you like you know exactly.
It's
my
even
God.
worse than that.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
God.
Don't know.
Because that's
He
the
beat it
first
5
time.
times.
Because that's when you turn the computer on and it's nice and cool. So when the game crashes and I double click it again to go back in, it's slightly less than 2 minutes
Oh
the
my
next
Christ.
time. And then it's slightly less than that the next time. I had it down to where the game would only last for about 30 seconds before it crashed.
Oh my God!
Chris, what the fuck?
I had a system down where I had a quick save button. So I had it down where I would be saving the game just before it crashed because I knew how long it would take.
This is insanity.
I beat that game in 30-second spurts.
You're like the Terminator. Your level of dedication to your goal is inhuman.
I have to imagine you have to get to like the title screen enters into the time, like the loading, the title
Oh,
screen,
yeah.
and everything
Yeah.
enters into that. So
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
well,
like
not
10
even
seconds.
30-second bursts. It's like literally however long it took, which is probably like a good 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Well, no,
And you had, like, a timer that would
gameplay-wise,
go
I
off.
had roughly 30 seconds.
Okay,
Lo-
after
lo-
the
load
game.
time after
I
the
gotta
load
hit
time.
the quick
So the load time may have been factored into that, but I had a good 30 seconds of gameplay
That's
before I had
incredible.
to.
Oh my God! Is it incredible?
And-
Yes. Okay.
That's the
because
craziest fucking thing
because
I have
if-
ever
Can you
heard.
imagine if Chris
miserable.
applied this level of dedication to like
Anything.
like murdering,
Curing
like,
cancer.
Yeah, shit.
Like,
oh my God, he'd never sleep
cancer would
again.
be
Chris, cure
Oh,
cancer.
man.
Like super
In
cancer
30
would be
minute-
cured.
30
Like,
second
every type of
increments at a
Cancer was fun. Chris
li-
would
yeah.
be fucking.
Yeah, there you go. If it was a video game,
Not if it was
Like,
fun, if it
literally.
was just menial.
That's true.
I need to be smart.
Like
is mediocre,
literally,
not just
no,
dedicated.
no. Like literally, no. I'm saying like Chris would not have only
This is
cured
like beat
cancer.
my
Like
head
cancer
against
would
the
be
wall
like a
until the
good
wall
thing
comes
now.
down.
Cancer would be working for
Yeah,
us.
cancer would. Yeah.
God.
How fun was it though for you to like, were in those 30 seconds where you like, was it blowing your fucking mind? Like,
I love that. I had just like been introduced to horror games basically. This was the time. This was just after I had beaten Resident Evil Remake for the GameCube.
okay.
And that was the very first horror game I'd ever really played. And I played Doom 1 and Doom 2 way back when I was a kid. That's not really a horror game though. That's just action and kill a bunch of things. But
Yeah.
Doom 3 was definitely a horror game, and like. You had to play in the dark, and you needed a flashlight to see.
Can you be
things.
scared in 30-second bursts? Like,
Yeah.
For sure.
Yes, you can.
Apparently.
I can't, like, it would be so ungratifying to me to play a game for 30 seconds. Like, I get upset now when I only have an hour to play a game. I'm like, yeah, I'm not even going to start. Like, I'm just going to want more.
Sometimes I would get so frustrated that I would actually just save the game, stop playing for a little while, wait for my computer to cool down, so I would actually have 2 minutes to play instead of 30 seconds.
Like
2 whole minutes.
Oh my god! Like I can imagine, like Chris, like
It took weeks. I'm not gonna lie.
It would have taken me years.
it took weeks. Jesus Christ! Like I don't think that was a short game. Like I never played it, but I can imagine like Chris, like later on, like somebody's like, "Hey, you want to play Doom 3?" And he like sits down and plays it. He's like, "This is too fucking easy. There's no fucking challenge here,
Yeah.
you fucking
Chris,
peasants."
there is
Once I
no-
built a brand spanking new computer and played that game, that's exactly what I thought.
I'd have
Like,
put my
zip through
fucking
it in
computer
30
like,
seconds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a piece of. I beat it on the nightmare skill level in one go.
There's
And-
no way.
Yeah.
There is no fucking way that you are not like a genetically engineered like Russian baby. Like you beat Siberia when you were like
Yeah,
6.
he's a fucking
You
sleeper
played
cell.
Doom 3. Like I swear to God, I'm gonna say, "Would you kindly?" and you're gonna fucking snap.
Yeah.
And just like
Yeah,
you're
like, kill
just
the
gonna
Prime
like
Minister.
murder everyone or
Well,
some
just
other
don't
fucking
say, "Would you kindly?" And
some
everything's
other
fine.
passphrase.
God.
Seriously.
Bad
The
things
dog
happen
is on
slowly.
the run. Repeat. The dog is on the run. Oh God, Chris, no!
Slowly being trained to like murder everyone. Like,
Yeah, these are all simulations.
I was a
then.
kid, and
True.
I didn't have a lot of other options.
Like genetic
Yes.
engineering projects don't grow
Although,
up.
You know what, though?
can't
This-
rescue
Become
This is
adults.
like you playing a demo, like
Yeah.
except I could get a little bit farther every single time.
That's true.
Yeah, but you don't only play
But-
30 seconds
well,
of a demo.
Do you know
Like,
what it reminds me of, though? And I don't remember where I saw this recently. Somebody was talking about, maybe it was Liz talking about the Game Boy when she was younger, but we were saying how they didn't used to have backlighting. You know, it was just like the color of the screen. You couldn't see in the
Oh,
dark.
yeah.
You
couldn't
know?
see in the dark at
until
all.
you had the little booklight thing that they
Yeah.
added. But I can remember being on the highway playing like Pokemon Red or something, and it's at night and there's just the fucking highway lights.
Yeah.
So like every like third second, it's like, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm like trying to play by like highway. I'm like, all right, a little further.
Yeah.
Okay, a little further. It's
Yeah.
just like just
Playing it by street light.
And then you
shit,
hear
like,
the and you're like, "Oh fuck!"
you can only see it flat. It's like fucking. It's like a horror movie. You can only see it in strobe lights. Like, there's
Yeah.
a fucking Gengar. Like,
It's a rattata.
Yeah, shit,
yeah, it's
man.
like that. Ugh. And I didn't even. I would just give up after 10 minutes.
Chris, yours reminds me of something else, but I want to let Ev go first before I get into it.
okay. So, well, you can say it
Something
real quick. I don't know.
I just remember. Okay, real quick.
Yeah.
Because I've mentioned I had a friend who was like way. His family was way richer than mine was, so they had so many games, so many systems, and like a lot of the games that I ended up getting were because I had played them at his house.
Right.
And one of them was Diablo 2.
Oh boy!
And I loved Diablo 2. I literally beat the entire game when I was at his house. And then I still wanted to own it. I needed to own it. Bought it, take it home, put it into my like way shittier computer, my fucking Windows ME Millennium Edition.
I have never even heard of that.
So bad. This is one of the worst Windows operating systems, period.
Yeah.
Holy
Like,
shit.
bad. And it just wouldn't work. Like I like a bad gaming memory for me, actually, this kind of contributes, is waiting, like buying a game and then literally waiting years until I could play it.
Holy shit.
Because of that. Because until I got a better computer,
Oh my god.
there were quite a few games that I had
was
that
it
were
the
like that.
computer or the operating
It
system?
was the operating system or something. I don't know. I don't fucking
Something in
know,
that
Chris. I
fucking
don't know.
box didn't work.
I'm not a fucking PC person,
Game
but
box don't work.
I put it in and it didn't go. So I don't know. I looked up online so many different ways, and it's like, oh, you can try to do this, you can try to lower this and that. Like, just wouldn't work. Like, and there were so many games like that I'd have somebody get me a new game, and like that's why I was never a PC gamer, because I could not. My family financially could not keep up. If you get a console, all the games are going to work on that console. if you get it, but PC, like, there were games that I wanted to play, and I just could not because of how my computer couldn't handle them. So there were games that I literally had forever that I could never play. Or it took me years before I
Diablo
could play
2
them.
was a great one too.
Excellent. I love that game. Still to this day, I would probably play through it again right now if I could. It's amazing. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that was my quick sidebar.
I have another quick story that's somewhat related to the little thing you guys were just doing. Okay, so a while ago, I accidentally spilled coffee in my computer.
Fuck.
Chris,
Okay.
Did you punish yourself?
this is somebody who played Doom 3 in fucking 30-second bursts because he loves gaming and his PC so much. But then you spill coffee in it?
Okay.
Don't you
here's
fucking
what
mistreat
happened.
her, you bastard.
I'm at my ex's place, and I have the PC kind of like set up, and I'm drinking coffee because it's early in the morning. I got a day off, so I'm playing it, and I grabbed the coffee, and I accidentally topple it over. It doesn't just spill inside the computer; it hits the side fan. Which then splatters the coffee all over the inside, everywhere inside.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Within a
It's
split
awful,
second,
but it's
the
hilarious.
screen goes black. I
no.
leap out of my chair.
My chair.
My chair.
My care.
I slap the quick like
Russian
button
robot
on the back
engine.
of the computer that just cuts the power.
Yeah.
Well, obviously there's coffee on the inside. Anyway, I spend 2 days cleaning the shit out of the computer. I go to a place, I get a special QD circuit cleaner, which is specially designed to clean circuits and stuff. I make that thing pristine. I put it all together. Computer's not working. And I'm like, this fucking sucks. This is terrible. I spent half the day like just finagling with things, replugging things in, trying just to make this thing work. It's not working. I literally am at the point where I have given up. I fucking pound the top of the computer, and it turns on.
No
my
fucking way.
It's like in movies where
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
breathe, damn it, breathe. And they get so frustrated, they're just like pounding on their chest and then,
It was the most comical thing I've ever seen.
comical. It's fucking beautiful.
You know, there's a term for that. It's called percussive maintenance.
Yeah, it is.
Oh,
Because of
wow.
maintenance. It's
I-
like
When you hit it and it works.
because
you should have
everything
been like,
was
hey, I got it.
it's because everything was plugged in right. I knew everything was right, and it wasn't working. And I guess just hitting it just made something shift just
Oh,
ever
God.
so slightly, and it fucking worked. Something did end up dying like a year later, and I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was related. But by that time, I actually had more cash where I could actually invest in
Okay.
something to replace
That's
it.
good. But I think, that's true. That's a very
I was about
real-
to suggest your Diablo 2 problem, just taking a hammer and knocking
God,
the
fuck.
computer. And because
It works.
it actually works sometimes.
What it is basically
And I know that by
torturing it into
experience.
working.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
I'll beat the shit out of you until you play this game.
It's the way slaves
Oh my
work.
God.
I
So
think.
what you're telling me is I just need to drop my Mac out a window,
Yes.
right, in
Yeah,
order
it'll
to get it to
It'll work
work.
great after that.
But I think that's another.
There is not a 0% chance that will work. It
negative.
might.
Perfect.
knock some sense into it. I
Yeah,
think is
yeah.
the term that they used to use in the 50s
Exactly.
for wives.
When they fix things
You
for
know.
people.
Yeah.
Apparently.
So I'm not for
Yeah,
that.
no,
Definitely.
that was the
But yeah,
50s.
but I
It is
think
now.
you actually mentioned something like your system dying or the way that you play games just dying or breaking or going away is a terrible, terrible gaming experience.
It is,
But anyway,
yeah, both
Yeah.
ways, yeah.
awful.
Oh my God.
Just
I
a
can't
nightmare.
decide which one of those is
it's
worse.
so sad.
I spent 2 days, like I said, cleaning that computer out.
Well, and I think the saddest thing about that story is that it happened as you were about to start gaming.
oh, yeah.
Like, that's like
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah,
like,
it was the
I have a
morning. You
day
like
off,
woke
I'm gonna
up.
play
Oh
video
yeah,
my
it was
games,
a
god.
and
great
you
day,
gotta
and then
break
suddenly
your,
the day, and...
Has everybody here like experienced the Red Ring of Death?
No.
Red Ring of Death.
Well,
not one of us has because we don't
yeah,
fucking
we
play.
don't play Xbox.
fucking
My
Xbox.
friend
God
had
damn it.
an Xbox.
Yeah.
And I was
I've
there
experienced
for
the
that
PlayStation
moment
version.
Yeah.
when
Oh, I can't
went to
imagine.
click it on
I-
and just
There's the yellow light of
I
death.
think
for
we've
PlayStation.
We're like-
experienced the
on the
PlayStation version.
PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
But I want to let Ev go first.
Okay,
Please
well,
go.
So anyway,
Yeah.
it's fine.
We'll get on that, but I do want to hear what yours is.
Well, so mine, I had a hard time thinking of one, like, because I was trying to think of, like, you know, my worst game experience, and a lot of things came to mind of, like, okay, what was, like, the worst game that I've played, or, like, what was, like, you know, a time that, like, a person I was playing with, like, really fucked up my experience. And one of the things I kept coming back to was, like, you may have gathered by now, I'm a kind of a Battlefield addict, and I have been for, I don't know, 6 years or 7
You
years
looked
now.
at your
Like,
wrist
I don't know.
again.
Yeah, it tells me how many years things have been happening
the
for.
car's notches into a pretty sheer
Yeah,
for how long
two
he's been
things
playing.
have happened. And one of them was
got this every 3 years, though.
Yeah,
So.
I got. There's more around my
Yeah.
torso. But I've been playing Battlefield since Bad Company 2.
Count the rings around Ev.
Yeah, can you tell me so many
Like a
shitty
tree.
things have happened to me? Yeah, it's not how old I am though. Shit.
Whoa.
Oh God, sorry. Yeah, so Battlefield. So I've been playing Battlefield for a long time, and I was trying to think of like the times that I like thought to myself while playing a game like, this is not fun. Like this,
Yeah.
I am not even having fun right now. And the one that came to mind the most was like in Battlefield when like you feel like you're doing everything right, and you're still just getting your ass steamrolled. Like, it's not even fair how badly you're losing. Like, despite how hard you're trying or like whatever. And I find that most of the time that happens when like the teams aren't even, and it's like either there are more players on the other team, or the other team is simply better. And like that'll happen sometimes because the matches are often made randomly. But one thing that we've talked about before, and Chris, I think you mentioned that there's even a game that already does this, but I can't remember what it is. But the idea being that like when a team versus team match ends, if one team did significantly better, they mix up the teams so that like
That was Battlefield 4
That was okay.
on the PC.
See, because I played it on PS4,
Master Race.
right? And I wish there. I mean,
It's because the servers were maintained by players, actually.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
maintained
Well, that's the
by
thing.
the
Battlefield
company.
4 did the same thing on PlayStation
did it?
eventually.
Okay.
But
I didn't even notice that.
remember how we had like you had to like kind of dig through servers to find one that wasn't like only shotties, and if if you win too much, you're banned. Like shit like that.
I remember that they would ban shotguns, and I would use shotguns anyway,
And they kick you,
and then kick me,
or they'd literally ban you because you
remember?
won too much.
Yeah, the dude kicked us off the team because we kept beating his team.
Yeah,
and he even had like in the disclaimer like the what was it? The admin always wins or something like that was in his banner, and literally if his team lost, he kicked the entire.
So
team,
there
which is
there were so many
dictatorship.
pros and cons to
Yeah.
that shit. But yeah, like a whiny little bitch gets to
Yeah,
Be
what the fuck?
fair, he did warn you.
He did, but I didn't know what that meant until I got in there, and then it was like
Yeah, I didn't take it seriously. Like I
Yeah.
thought he was just
I was being kind. Like I always win. Like, okay, but no, he literally if he doesn't.
Yeah, I
win,
thought he
he
was
can-
really good. Yeah, exactly. I thought he was cocky. Yeah, but no, he's
Yeah.
just like, no, fuck you,
Yeah,
guys.
you can't beat me. And that's like the opposite of White On, because like I actually, it's not even that I don't like losing. I am totally okay with losing if it's like a good match. If it's like, man, that was a good shot, or like, man, they're really sticking together. Sure, whatever, fine. But like when it gets to the point where you're like, you can't even get out of like your fucking spawn base because they're so good and your team is so shit that like. That's no longer a fun video game.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
In Battlefield and Battlefront specifically, I think I've said this before, where I would much rather lose a really, really close game than win where I'm just steamrolling and not even having fun.
Yeah, that's true. Because like it's almost like it's less frustrating to be on the winning team, but it's not really fun either. Like if you're just you don't even
I don't
get to
mind
get
it.
kills. Shut up.
I don't mind. I'm like, we're fucking
Play that game
decimating
to
these
try-
people.
to try
I'm like,
to
I'm
beat
cool
that
with this.
So you want to really just run in and you want to feel like you're the one that's being a superhero.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Shut up, Chris.
Speaking of
Sometimes though, it feels really good when you fucking steamroll.
It does.
the other team. It feels really damn good. But
speaking of
What are you saying?
decimating,
Yeah.
you want to talk about last night
Whoa.
when you that sounded really weird.
I have no
But
idea
like
what
when
you're
you
talking about.
when I kicked
No,
your ass
let's
at
not talk about it. It's not really relevant.
Oh, actually,
It
that
is.
that sounded like it was about to get
Okay,
interesting.
so we played Screen Sheet because I just bought it in the sale.
Yeah.
She's a lot better at it than me. Yeah. Surprise, surprise. I mean, a game where you literally have to cheat in the game.
Oh, man.
I'm sounding like I really don't care. It was cool. I was actually I appreciated that she was
I was
she was
like,
kicking my ass. I will
that's
not deny it. She was destroying me. I'm like, I can't fucking do this. She's really good at it, and I'm not. Like,
hilarious.
How
I'll
is
admit
this
that.
game, by the way?
it was amazing.
It's fun. We should all
Yeah.
play it. I think we're all gonna play it.
All
But
right.
anyway,
Is it 4-player?
it is 4-player.
cool.
Yeah,
Excellent.
It's
Awesome.
slightly 4-player. It's
I'm
meant to
yeah.
be like it.
He's getting so fucking pissed. He's getting so pissed. He's like, we have to play a different map. It's the map. It's the map.
No, I did not say that. I was like, let's play again. Let's play again. And the one time I won, I was like, okay, we're good.
The end.
We're good. Good night. Let's
Man.
stop
All the
now.
marbles.
No. I can admit she was kicking my ass. Like I could not. Like I tried all the different weapons and all that shit. Like
Yeah, no
she just
dice.
fucking got it. I'm like, why the fuck do you know where I am? But anyway, we're getting off topic though.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's really it. It's just like that is as far as I can think of like the least fun that I have in games.
Oh, yeah.
When like it's just
Yeah.
like it's not. And I understand why it happens. I understand that servers are set up how they're set up, and sometimes you roll into the next match with the same people. But it doesn't help players, keep this in mind, when people just quit because you're losing.
Yeah,
because
that's
then,
annoying.
You know, like you'll end up like say, matches used to be like 12 on 12 on PlayStation for Battlefield. So it's like, you start with 12 on 12. The other team does really well in the beginning, and fucking 5 people quit, and now it's 12 on 7, and that's difficult,
doing it,
but
yeah.
it like can be done. And then you keep losing for 3 more people quit, and now it's 12 on 4, and you're like, this sucks even more, and you don't want to leave because it's like then you're just like the other people,
them.
but like then you're just stuck being one of the 4 guys getting
Yeah.
fucking reamed by the other 12.
Rage
Like,
quitting is never cool. Don't
Yeah,
do it. Even
it sucks.
I don't care how much you're fucking getting the floor. How much they're wiping the floor with you.
Yeah.
Don't fucking quit.
Yeah.
The weird thing happened to me the other day, if I can mention real quick, was
Yeah.
I was playing Heroes versus Villains because there was a Last Jedi challenge to do that. It was
challenges.
when they were still now the season's over, but.
I literally didn't even know.
Me neither.
Yeah. No, he said Ev, she said Ev didn't really.
Oh,
didn't.
yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah.
But I was playing it, and we were doing really well. Like we were kicking their ass, and then I think 2 of the people on my team, and it's it's 4 on 4 for everybody who doesn't know. It's 4 on 4. But more unlike the other matches, more people cannot join mid game. So if
Right.
somebody leaves, then
You're
then that's it.
screwed. Now it's
Nah,
3v4.
yeah.
Now it's 2v4. Now it's 1v4. Now
So we were doing pretty well. I think it was like, we had like 5 kills left, and they'd only killed us like 2 times. So it was like, I think how many kills do you have to get in that? I think it's
10.
I want to say, is it 10?
You need 10.
So it was like 8 to. Actually, I think it was like 8 to like 4 or something. 8 to 3. I think it was 8 to 3. So we're doing great, and then all of a sudden, like, we're getting our asses handed to us, and I was like, what the fuck happened? Then I check. And it turns out like 2 of the teammates decided to like pop out because I guess they were both like, "Oh, we're doing fine. They don't need me." I completed my 3 Heroes versus Villains matches to get the Last Jedi thing, so I'm gonna pop out now.
Right.
And then we're getting like all of a sudden like it was really difficult. It's just 2 of us against 4 of them, and they're all staying together and they know what's fucking going on. So all of a sudden they're kicking our ass, and we barely fucking pulled it out in the end. Like,
Whipped it out.
Whipped it out.
it was pretty satisfying to like beat them like when we were outnumbered too.
Yeah.
But
Good
like
job.
but yeah, I was like, dude, come on, guys. Like I almost thought about I almost like popped out. I was like, no. That's dickish because we have to finish this match because new people can't pop in.
Yeah, right.
Like
right.
I'll at least finish this match and then I'll quit out.
Yeah.
But like they just popped out like halfway through and
Yep.
almost fucked us over.
Yeah.
It's shitty.
I've had that happen before in when I used to play For Honor. There would be people that I'm trying to remember what the benefit was. Like you would need to play certain game modes, I think, to get like awards for that week. Like complete one, 4-on-4 match, whatever. So people would like jump into games and then just stand there. They would like just put their controller down until the match was over.
That's shitty.
So then it's like if they had dropped out, someone new would jump in. But
They're just dead weight.
yeah, but the thing that they would do though is you get kicked for being idle after a certain amount of time. So however they did it, they would set their controller to just walk in circles.
Yeah,
for
they
the
probably
fucking
rubber band it.
duration of the match, and it was the most infuriating because like you're sitting there, you're trying to play a game and have fun, and you're getting fucking dominated by a full team when like half of your team is just walking in circles and just giving them kills.
People
It's
do that.
Aw.
And people do that in
Christ.
Battlefront, especially in Heroes versus Villains. Like
Yeah.
you see, like one of the 4 of you, one of them is just running around in circles, and it sucks. Like and it's shitty. I like games that have that option to kick.
Yeah.
Like if enough people vote, then you can kick that person because they're being shitty. It sucks because sometimes people abuse that and like kick out the person
do.
who's doing well because they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll hate you, so fuck you.
The
But
larger
but
the
the thing
team,
is,
the
it
better it
should
is.
it should take also some of your teammates
Yeah,
too,
right,
Like to
right.
kick somebody because if everybody agrees that you shouldn't be there, then you probably shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
I mean,
Unless they're
it's-
being bullies.
It's one of those things I think Liz said this at some point. I can't remember what we were talking about, but just the idea that like you play games to have fun, and it's like I get it. Okay, if I complete this week's awards, then I can get a better armor.
But you're not
You're
having
just
fun.
ruining the game for everybody else, and
Yeah.
you're not even playing the fucking
You're
game.
not playing
You
Yeah,
didn't earn it.
You're just
It's
playing
basically
to
what
get
it comes down
something.
to is
Yeah.
like you don't deserve that armor because you
Definitely
didn't
not.
work for it.
Not at all.
You're just
And when
you're
you
just
get
checking
it,
the
you're
boxes.
gonna suck because you don't fucking play anything.
Yeah.
You
Exactly.
just get the cool armor so you can
And
get
then
your ass whipped. Like,
exactly, you get it, and then are you even gonna have fun? Like, or are you just gonna have that and then fucking cheat the next challenge?
Yeah,
you know,
exactly,
Just, like,
yeah.
fucking like.
walk around in your cool armor in circles. Oh,
It's just
all right,
like like at what point are you having fun?
Yeah.
I do want to mention though, like another like in terms of gaming experiences,
Yes.
because it was actually ties to what you were saying about yours. There is sort of that moment with all Battlefront games, and we've talked about Battlefield games or games similar to it.
Yeah.
We've discussed this before, where unfortunately it's kind of this like point of no return, where like enough people have been playing the game long enough that it's just not fun, period, anymore. You can no longer find a match where you can do well because of the fact that, and we discussed this, not to be judgmental or hate on anybody, but there's some people who have the time to play this game constantly, and we have work and other lives and other responsibilities and other games to play. So we're not spending all of our time playing this game. So sometimes what ends up happening is like, and this happened with Battlefield 4 for both of us, because I know we've had this conversation before. Like there was one time we kind of like stepped away for a little bit, and then we tried to get back in, decimated every single round, and it wasn't like, oh, you know what,
Battlefield
I really
4
had
was
a
a good
bad
one.
day.
Yeah.
It was like it was happening all the time. Like it was to the point where we could no longer play anymore because everybody else was so good, because they'd spent so much time playing that there was no fun to be had anymore, because everybody else had gotten so, they were just too good, because they spent so much more of their time playing this game. And it's an unfortunate thing that happens with those those multiplayer shooter games, online shooter games. Eventually there is that point where the game is no longer playable because everybody who's on there has been on there since day one. Like literally I remember seeing people who had been on there I did the math one time, because in Battlefield 4 you could see how many hours somebody had put in.
Right. Yeah.
And like the game, like I calculated how long the game had been out and how many hours they had of play, and it turned out that like they had just over 16 hours just under 16 hours per day, meaning that
That's
they
all
went
they
to
do.
sleep.
Yeah, you wake up.
They wake up. They go to sleep, wake up, and then play the game until they go to sleep.
That's wild.
Just under that. Like it was very close. Like they have very little time for anything else.
Unless they just don't sleep.
That too. But people who are just dedicating all of their time to that. Like
Yeah.
they don't have any other responsibilities. They take very little. They don't do anything else but that. So
Yeah.
you can't beat that. And
No.
it kind of sucks when you get to that point where it's just so many people who do that you can't beat it.
You feel like they're cheating, but it's just that they have played
That
so
doesn't
much.
sound fun.
That's the thing.
It's not
like,
fun.
We discovered years ago that like as much as we fucking love games, it's hard to play for more than like 8 hours straight, and then you're just like, I gotta like breathe some air that's not this room.
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah,
like
for
move
sure.
my legs or something. Like,
Yeah.
I can see my ribs.
You're covered in Cheeto dust.
I can't move my
Oh
thumbs.
my god. Yeah. I feel a weird tingling in my whole body.
Oh
Like,
no, I've fallen asleep. This is a dream.
but yeah.
Yeah,
What day is it?
it's
GameRage!
So thanks
Is that
everybody
what
for
day it is?
listening.
Day.
It's GameRage Day.
It is
Thanks,
GameRage Day.
guys.